By the time many of us hit our 40s, quick fix diets stop delivering and leave us tired, frustrated, and holding on to extra pounds we swear we'll lose next week. The real problem isn't willpower. It's that life, hormones, and busy days change how our bodies respond to food, and crash diets only make things worse. Mindful eating is the gentle, sustainable answer. It helps you slow down, reconnect with real hunger and fullness, and build habits that support steady energy and weight. Not temporary wins, no deprivation, no guilt, just small shifts that add up. Here are simple, practical moves you can try today. Pause for a breath before you eat and ask, "Am first actually hungry?" Put your phone away for the first 3 bites. Aim for protein plus fiber at each meal to keep blood sugar steady, and take 5 conscious chews on a bite to notice taste and satisfaction. Imagine Susan, 47. She stopped rushing lunch, added a handful of nuts and a piece of fruit, and within weeks had fewer cravings and more afternoon energy. Make it fit your life. Mornings can be a protein-rich smoothie you sip slowly. Lunch is a plate you actually sit with for 10 minutes. Evenings a walk after dinner to ease digestion. You don't need perfection, just one small practice repeated. Try a single mindful bite right now. Slow it down and notice what changes. Stay with me for a simple 3-week habit plan that builds these practices into real, lasting wellness. 1. Why crash diets destroy metabolism in midlife? Metabolism naturally shifts during midlife as muscle mass tends to decline and hormone patterns change, and extreme calorie-cutting speeds that process up. The result is often a quick drop in the scale, followed by fatigue, loss of strength, constant hunger, and then frustrating weight regain, usually as fat rather than the lean tissue you need to stay healthy. Short-term fixes feel fast, but they change the body's setup. Your metabolism adapts to survive the shortage, and that adaptation makes future weight loss harder. A different approach works better. Aim for steady, sustainable habits. Eat enough protein to protect muscle. Add gentle resistance work to your routine. Keep sleep and stress in check, and practice mindful eating so your body remembers what true hunger and fullness feel like. Small, consistent changes beat dramatic swings. They protect your energy and your long-term metabolic health. Under the surface, several clear mechanisms explain why crash dieting backfires. Severe calorie restriction causes loss of lean mass. Muscle burns calories even at rest, so losing it lowers resting energy needs. Hormones shift too. Hunger signals such as ghrelin tend to rise while satiety signals like leptin fall, and the body can reduce active thyroid hormone levels, which slows metabolic processes. Your non-exercise activity, walking, fidgeting, household tasks, also tends to drop when you're depleted, further cutting daily calorie use. This combination is called adaptive thermogenesis. The body becomes more economical and holds on to energy. That's why people often regain more fat than the muscle they lost when they go back to normal eating. Practical ways to integrate protective habits into everyday life are simple and realistic. Start meals with a good source of protein: fish, beans, eggs, yogurt, or chicken, so you feel satisfied and preserve muscle. Add 2 to 3 short resistance sessions per week. Bodyweight moves, resistance bands, or light weights will do the job. Prioritize sleep and stress reduction because both influence appetite hormones and recovery. Slow down at meals. Put down the fork between bites, eat without screens, and notice fullness cues. When energy is low, choose nutrient-dense foods that fill you up. Vegetables, fiber-rich grains, and healthy fats, rather than cutting calories to a number that leaves you shaky and irritable. Try a small test this week. Focus on protein at each meal and one brief strength routine. Notice how hunger, mood, and energy respond. If you want more structure, work with a registered dietitian or a trainer who understands midlife needs. You don't have to accept crash diet cycles. Steady changes protect metabolism, preserve strength, and make healthy weight and well-being something you can maintain. Start with one manageable habit and keep going. Consistency builds the metabolism you want, not the one crash diets force upon you. 2. Mindful eating principles that restore balance. Appetite and satiety signals often become less reliable in midlife because hormonal shifts, changes in sleep patterns, stress, and reduced muscle mass all influence hunger and fullness cues. Many women notice cravings that feel urgent, Or conversely, they miss signals and overeat because meal times are rushed. These patterns create a cycle of blood sugar swings, low energy, and frustration, not because of moral failings, but because the body's communication system needs retraining. A practical way forward is to interrupt that cycle with simple, mindful eating principles that restore biological balance and calm the mind. Start by pausing before you eat. Take a breath, check in with your body, and ask whether you're physically hungry, bored, or emotionally triggered. Eat without screens and sit down whenever possible. Slow your pace by putting your utensil down between bites or taking a sip of water. This gives hormones and the brain time to register fullness. Use all your senses. Notice aroma, texture, temperature, and flavor, which increases satisfaction and often reduces the total amount eaten. Pair carbohydrates with protein, healthy fats, and fiber at meals to steady blood sugar and keep energy even through the afternoon. Hydration matters too. Thirst can mimic hunger, so drink water before assuming you need a snack. Concrete examples make these principles real. Sarah, who works long clinic hours, began a small ritual. 5 deep breaths in the car before she eats lunch. Then she places her phone face down and focuses on 3 flavors on her plate. She found that slowing down meant she left work with fewer cravings and didn't need to snack every hour. Another woman, Maria, noticed late-night snacking after family routines. She started swapping a handful of nuts and a piece of fruit for chips, and added a glass of water before deciding whether to continue. Both discovered that small, consistent actions restore trust in their hunger and fullness signals. To integrate these habits into a busy week, pick one principle and build a tiny habit around it. Choose the pause before you eat habit for 7 days. Set a visible note on your fridge, place a bowl of fruit by your keys, or set an alarm that says pause. Plan balanced, portable snacks. Think hummus with sliced peppers, a hard-boiled egg, or a small container of Greek yogurt, so you're less likely to grab convenience foods. Keep a short log for a week. 3 words after each meal about how your body feels. Over time, you'll notice patterns and can adjust portions and timing to suit your energy and life rhythms. Try one mindful step today and observe what changes over a week. Start small, be curious rather than critical, and treat setbacks as data, not failure. If stress or sleep problems persist, consider discussing them with your healthcare provider, because better sleep and lower stress amplify the benefits of mindful eating. Take one mindful bite, breathe, and notice the difference. You're rebuilding balance one meal at a time. 3. Core habits for intuitive and joyful eating. Hormonal shifts and changes in sleep and stress levels can alter hunger signals in midlife, making it easy to eat on autopilot instead of in tune with the body. Many women notice cravings at odd times, or find that meals eaten standing over the sink leave them unsatisfied and reaching for snacks later. This pattern is common and understandable, not a moral failing. It's a physiological and lifestyle mismatch that gentle habits can address. Start small. Pause before you eat and check in with yourself. So are you truly hungry, thirsty, bored, or stressed? Put one habit into practice at a time. Eat without screens when you can. Even one device-free meal a day rewires attention. Slow down. Take a breath between bites and let flavors register. These simple moves help you recognize fullness earlier and enjoy food more. Focus on the senses and balance. Notice aromas, textures, colors, and temperature as you eat. Combine a source of protein like salmon, beans, eggs, or Greek yogurt, fiber-rich vegetables or whole grains, and a bit of healthy fat to increase satisfaction and stabilize blood sugar. For example, try a bowl of lentils with roasted vegetables and a drizzle of olive oil, or scrambled eggs with spinach and sliced avocado. Meals like these keep hunger steady so you can listen to appetite cues rather than reacting to cravings. Make habits fit real life. Pack mixed nuts and fruit in your bag for afternoons when a meeting runs late. Prep simple components, washed salad greens, chopped peppers, cooked grains, so composing a balanced plate takes minutes. If evenings are rushed, create a 5-minute pre-dinner ritual. Sit for 1 minute, take 2 calming breaths, then serve your plate. When family schedules collide, model mindful bites at the table and invite conversation about flavors. Joy spreads fast and makes healthy choices feel less like duty. Choose one habit to try this week and notice what changes. Try one device-free meal, pause before a snack, or add a protein at breakfast. Keep a quick note about how your hunger and mood feel afterward. Small steps add up. Progress matters more than perfection, and learning to eat with curiosity and kindness will repay you with more energy and pleasure. Start today. 4. Daily practices to end emotional eating. Stress, sleep loss, and midlife hormonal shifts commonly heighten cravings by activating stress response hormones and reward pathways in the brain, which makes turning to comfort foods feel automatic rather than optional. Emotional eating often shows up as reaching for snacks when overwhelmed, lonely, or tired, and it can sneak into daily life through routines, not just big moments. The problem isn't lack of willpower, it's that body signals, habits, and emotions are all colliding at once. Start with simple daily anchors that reduce reactivity and increase choice. Pause before you eat. Check physical hunger on a 3-point scale: stomach growling, mild emptiness, or full but stressed. If you're not physically hungry, try a 10-minute diversion, a short walk, a cup of herbal tea, or 3 slow breaths, and then reassess. Keep meals regular and protein-rich to steady blood sugar and curb impulsive reaches for sugary comforts. Small changes matter. Build a few concrete habits into every day. Morning. Aim for a breakfast with protein and fiber, like eggs with sautéed greens or Greek yogurt with berries and seeds. These slow digestion and extend satiety. Midday. Set a mindful pause before the first bite. Put utensils down between forkfuls and notice texture and taste for 3 bites. Afternoon slump. Replace one habitual snack with a non-food comfort when emotions flare. A 5-minute phone call with a friend, stepping outside for sunlight, or a short domestic task that gives a sense of completion. Evening. Keep a gratitude and trigger 2-line note. One thing that went well and one emotional moment that tempted you to eat. Then close the day with a calming ritual like warm water and lavender, or a 10-minute gentle stretch. These small, repeatable acts build muscle memory for choice. Use practical tools to reshape your environment and responses. Pre-portion snacks into small containers so you don't eat directly from large packages. Store trigger foods out of sight, or, if you prefer not to eliminate them, keep them in a place that requires effort to access. Practice urge surfing. Label the sensation, tightness or restlessness, and ride it like a wave, observing how it peaks and subsides over 10 to 20 minutes. Keep a short feelings and food journal. Note what you ate, what emotion preceded it, and one alternative you tried. Real example: Janet, who cares for aging parents, found that a 5-minute breathing practice before her usual 3 p.m. cookie reduced snacking by half within 2 weeks, because the craving often came from fatigue, not hunger. Integrate the practices into your life gently and iteratively. Choose 2 priority habits to focus on for a week, maybe the pre-meal pause and a protein-rich breakfast, and track them with a single checkbox each day. Pair a new habit with an existing routine. Breathe while the coffee brews, or journal while waiting for the kettle. Celebrate small wins, fewer impulsive snacks, clearer energy, better sleep. If emotional eating feels tied to deeper sadness or persistent anxiety, reach out to a trusted clinician or counselor for support. Professional guidance can make daily strategies more effective. Try one concrete step right now. Before you reach for your next snack, pause and take 3 slow, deliberate breaths. Then ask yourself, am I first physically hungry, emotionally triggered, or both? Test this for a week and note the difference. Small, consistent practices build freedom over time, and you don't have to do it all at once. 5. Meal ideas suited for hormonal changes. Hormonal shifts in midlife commonly change appetite, metabolism, sleep, and how your body processes nutrients, so meals that steady blood sugar, supply steady protein, and support bone and brain health matter more than ever. Many women find that prioritizing protein at every meal, adding fiber-rich plants, including omega-3 fats, and choosing fermented or fiber-rich foods that support gut health helps reduce mood swings, keeps energy steady, and supports healthy weight management. Small practical swaps make a big difference. Try building plates that combine lean protein plus fiber-rich carbs plus healthy fat. Start your day with breakfasts that stabilize blood sugar and deliver phytonutrients. A warm bowl of steel-cut oats cooked in fortified soy milk, stirred with ground flaxseed, topped with blueberries and a few toasted walnuts is a powerful combo. Soy provides isoflavones that some people find helpful for hormone balance. Ground flaxseed offers lignans and fiber, and walnuts bring omega-3s and crunch. If you prefer savory, scramble 2 eggs with sautéed spinach and mushrooms. Serve on a slice of whole grain toast with avocado. The eggs supply complete protein and choline for brain health, while the greens add calcium and magnesium. For busy mornings, blend a portable smoothie with plain kefir, frozen berries, a scoop of protein powder or silken tofu, and a tablespoon of chia seeds. Fermented dairy helps the gut microbiome, which plays a role in estrogen metabolism. Lunches and dinners can focus on anti-inflammatory fats, cruciferous vegetables, and steady plant or animal proteins. Grill a portion of salmon and serve it over quinoa, tossed with steamed broccoli, shredded kale, lemon zest and pumpkin seeds. Omega-3s and fatty fish help mood and inflammation, and cruciferous veggies like broccoli support healthy hormone processing. Try a hearty lentil and roasted vegetable bowl with roasted Brussels sprouts, sweet potato, and a tahini lemon dressing. Lentils are rich in iron and fiber, and pairing them with vitamin C-rich lemon helps iron absorption. For a quick weeknight, stir-fry, press and cube tofu, toss with bok choy, bell peppers, and snap peas, and finish with a splash of tamari and sesame oil. Tofu offers plant-based isoflavones and high-quality protein, while colorful vegetables add fiber and micronutrients. Snacks and small tweaks between meals keep mood and blood sugar steady. Keep easily assembled choices on hand. Hummus with sliced cucumbers and carrots, plain Greek yogurt with a sprinkle of ground flaxseed, an apple with almond butter, or a few sardines on whole grain crackers for calcium and omega-3s. Swap sugary snacks for a combination of protein and fiber to reduce spikes. Pairing cheese with pear slices or a boiled egg with cherry tomatoes works well. For sleep and hot flash management, cool, hydrating snacks like a chilled cucumber and yogurt dip or a small bowl of cherries can be soothing, and herbal teas such as chamomile or rooibos before bed may help relaxation. Be mindful of common triggers. Alcohol, caffeine, and very spicy foods can worsen hot flashes for some women, so notice how your body responds. Put these ideas into daily life with simple strategies that fit a busy household. Batch roast a tray of mixed vegetables and a pot of lentils on Sunday for easy bowls all week. Pre-portion snack bags of nuts and cut veggies so you're not tempted by processed options. Experiment with one new recipe. Try the salmon quinoa bowl or the steel-cut oats with flax for a week and jot down how your energy, sleep, and cravings change. Talk with your healthcare provider or a registered dietitian about supplements if you're concerned about bone density or persistent symptoms, but start with real food first. Pick one meal to upgrade this week, cook it twice, and notice the difference. You've got time-tested, practical choices ready. Take one small step and build from there. 6. Sustainable weight and wellness transformation. Many women in midlife notice their bodies respond differently to the same routines that worked in their 20s and 30s. Hormonal shifts, a gradual loss of muscle mass, changes in sleep patterns, and increased life stress can all alter appetite, energy use, and fat distribution. This makes quick-fix diets and extreme calorie cuts not only ineffective long-term, but often counterproductive. They can sap energy, promote muscle loss, and trigger rebound eating. The better path is steady, sustainable change that fits into real life. Focus on habits you can keep. Small, consistent shifts stack up. For example, swapping a highly processed breakfast bar for a protein-rich option like plain Greek yogurt with a handful of nuts and fruit stabilizes appetite for longer. Pair that with a short, regular strength routine 2 to 3 times a week to preserve muscle and support metabolic health. These aren't glamorous fixes, but they work because they respect how the body actually functions in midlife. Mindful eating is a practical tool within this approach. Pay attention to hunger and fullness cues, eat without screens when possible, and slow down to notice flavors and textures. One useful practice. Take 3 deep breaths before your meal, then pause halfway through to check your fullness level. Simple. Over time, this reduces unhelpful snacking and helps you enjoy smaller portions without feeling deprived. Combine this with a plate-based visual. Fill half your plate with vegetables, a quarter with lean protein, and a quarter with whole grains or starchy vegetables. That's an easy, sustainable way to balance meals. Stress, sleep, and movement also matter. Big picture things that affect weight and well-being. Chronic stress raises cortisol, which can increase hunger for sugary and fatty foods. Poor sleep disrupts appetite hormones and reduces motivation for activity. Addressing these means small, manageable shifts. Prioritize a consistent bedtime routine. Practice 5 minutes of deep breathing or gentle stretching before bed, and break up long sitting periods with brief walks. Short walks after meals, for instance, can ease digestion and help steady blood sugar. These inserts into daily life are low cost and high impact. Real-life adjustments make sustainability realistic. One busy mom first coached replaced late-night TV snacking with a warm herbal tea and a 10-minute foot soak. She reported better sleep and fewer evening cravings. A friend of a client swapped a once-daily sugary latte for a black coffee or tea and added a mid-morning snack of a boiled egg and an apple. The steady energy prevented afternoon binges. These examples show that you don't need dramatic overhaul, just targeted swaps and rituals that reduce temptation and support resilience. Start integrating these ideas with an experiment mindset. Choose one habit for 2 weeks. Add a mindful pause before meals, swap one processed snack for a protein-based option, or schedule 2 short strength sessions in your week. Track how you feel, energy, mood, sleep, rather than only the scale. Celebrate consistency rather than perfection. If medications, chronic conditions, or menopausal symptoms are in play, loop in a healthcare provider or dietitian to tailor changes safely. Take one small step today, pick a single, doable habit, and commit to it for a week. Reach out to a friend for accountability or jot the plan on your calendar. Gradual, mindful changes build lasting wellness, and they honor your life, responsibilities, and the wisdom you've gained so far. You've got this. Tired of feeling defeated by yet another crash diet that promises everything and delivers burnout? You're not alone. Midlife brings changing hormones, busy schedules, and less patience for extremes. The good news: sustainable change doesn't come from punishment, it comes from paying attention. The solution is simple in idea and powerful in practice. Mindful eating. Slow down. Honor real hunger and fullness. Prioritize protein and vegetables. Plan regular meals. Keep treats guilt-free, and sync food choices with sleep and stress habits. Small shifts matter. Swap a rushed cereal for a protein-rich breakfast. Take 3 slow breaths before dinner to stop automatic eating, or add a colorful salad to one meal a day. These tiny choices add up. Remember Sarah, 48, who stopped the yo-yo cycle by keeping a small lunchbox of leftovers and sitting down to eat without scrolling. Within months, she had more energy and fewer cravings, not from restriction, but from consistency and kindness to herself. You can do this too. Quick recap of key points. Ditch crash diets, practice mindful moments, eat balanced meals, make gradual changes, and be gentle when life gets messy. If one idea resonates, try it for a week and notice how you feel. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more practical tips, drop a comment with the one habit you'll try, and grab the free mindful eating checklist in the description. Next week, first I'll share 5 10-minute meals perfect for busy midlife women, and a short guided eating exercise you can do anytime. You've got this, one mindful bite at a time.